Before we begin, as always, we must cleanse our sacred space with our sage spray, and we blow away all negativity and ill intentions, and we invite positivity and positive intentions. And we ask our angels, ancestors, and spirit guides to speak to us and give us answers to any questions that we might be seeking. Okay, thank you. So, I do hope you've been enjoying these videos as much as I've enjoyed making them. And this is a spread that I normally use during the equinox periods or during All Hallows Eve when the veil is thin, um, as a way to build my relationship with my spirit guides and my ancestors. So I thought it would be interesting and fun to kind of um, do a go through. I will pull some cards. I will use self just to kind of give you an inkling on how you can interpret the cards in the different positions. Throughout the video, I will have copies of the individual placements and what the questions are for those placements. And at the end of the video, I'll have a copy of the full spread. So please make sure you watch all the way to the very end, okay? So, Whispers of the Ancestors. And I really recommend whenever you're doing spirit work, ancestral work, to really find a quiet space where you're not going to be distracted, where you don't have the kids running in and out, or the traffic, or the dogs barking. Sometimes it's also good to put out candy or maybe some fruit, light candles. Um, if you can burn incense, burn incense. Miss Tara that bothers her allergies, so she sprays her sage, just to create an atmosphere of welcoming for the spirit guides, to let them know that you are asking them um, into your life and that you are welcoming them to communicate with you and that you want to get to know them better. And so they're not going to be intrusive. They want permission. Okay. Um, so let's begin. Because I am using an ancestral spread, I decided today to use the Angels and Ancestor Oracle deck. And for those of you who know me, you know this is one of my go-to Oracle decks that I use all the time. And I just find this very apropos because we are talking about ancestors and angels and spirit guides. It's a beautiful deck, by the way. So, the first placement on the very top, which ancestors are present? So this can be, and please, even though the word is ancestor, it can be angel, it could be spirit guide, whatever. Whatever interdimensional affinity you are trying to bond with or get to know. So I was shuffling already, and the first card is the Great Teacher. Learn from spiritual experiences. So which ancestors are present? So the Great Teacher, also known as Joshua or Jesus in this deck, he's the first placement. Learn from spiritual experiences. So this ancestor is trying to get me to remember and be in touch with past spiritual experiences in my life, or maybe even my previous lives, and connect with the different mentors and the different spirits that have guided me through those moments, who've educated me, who've taught me, who've become mentors in helping my spirituality to grow. So I'm going to accept this card and put it down. I also want to take a moment, I should have said this earlier, whenever you're doing these kind of spreads for yourself, go with you, whatever your first instinct is, put it out there. Put it out there. Don't judge it. Don't question it. Well, I don't understand this. What does this mean? Da, da, da. This card doesn't make any sense. Don't give it. Don't judge it. It is what it is. Put it down. When you are done, and record what your instinct is on that first card. Okay. Normally, I would journal this. I would journal my things. However, because it is recorded, I can just go back later and look at it. Um, but it's good that you record it, and then throughout the weeks, just go back, revisit the spread, see how else it's speaking to you, what else it's got to say to you. So please, the first card, put it, your first intuition, your first thought, your first words, just accept it. Don't judge it. It is what it is. Even if you put down the card and say, I have no idea what this is saying, that's okay. That's okay. At the end, you're also going to take a photo of it so you have a copy of your spread to put next to your notes so that when you're journaling, you can go back. Okay? And allow spirit to open up and reveal more to you. So I just wanted to to say that before we continue. All right, second placement. What is your relationship to me? So what is spirit, my ancestors or spirit guides' relationship to me? We have a jumper. High priestess. Harness mystical power. Okay. So your relationship to me is that of a high priestess. Someone in mysticism. Someone who's taught me magic. Someone who's taught me to understand the spirit realm. Interesting. Very powerful card. Card number 3. What generational gifts have I inherited from you? What gifts have I inherited from my spirit guides and my ancestors? Oh, I'm pulling, even though it asks for 1 card, 3 fell out. So I'm going to read them together. The she-wolf, unleash the wild within. Warrior, be fearless and stand strong. And the shield maiden, make plans and focus. So the gifts that I have learned from my spirit guides is to be a brave and fearless individual, one who takes risks, one who knows how to plan, and one that, when need be, is able to let go of her inner animal, her inner instincts, and use that veracity to get what she wants or what she needs. Okay? Sometimes Miss Terradine might need to protect herself and she needs to let the beast out. I know it's hard to believe that this gorgeous thing can be a wild animal, but sometimes she is. So I'm going to take these 3 cards. Do you see how that happens? So even though the spread only calls for that 1 card, 3 fell out. You put all 3 down and you use them together. What are your hopes for me? What is spirit or your ancestors' hopes for you as a person? Interesting. Oh. The hopes is to be a traveler, move in a new direction. So, interesting, this card can be very literal, which means might need to just leave the house, or it's important to take more trips, more self-care time, physical trips, physical traveling. It could also be, let me see if I could say this word right, existential, maybe, meaning maybe you need a new direction in your life or in purpose. Maybe you're bored doing what you were doing Maybe spiritually you're not feeling fulfilled. And now it's time to seek a new direction, find a new path, find something, a new goal, a new desire, a new inspiration. So yeah, so this would be the traveler. And that would be card number 4. What are your hopes for me? So Spirit's hope for me is a new direction. And you accept that card. I have a Miss Terry is already thinking about that, and I'm going to be journaling a lot about it. There's so much that can be said there. 5. How can I honor my heritage? Can we see that? Number 5. Look at this. The high priest. Intent and create. So the high priest and the high priestess are actually twins. Do you see how they look at that? See how they're feathers? Okay. And you can even do it backwards. You can even do it. Isn't that beautiful? Okay. So while the high priestess is harnessing your mystical power, the high priest is telling you to create intention, create magic, create purpose, create, manifest. Okay. He's almost like the magician in the Rider Waite Smith, and this would be the high priestess, obviously. Um, so he would be all about creating and manifesting, speak into existence. So, how can I honor my heritage? My heritage, it's very interesting. I'm going to tell you a little story on this in a minute. Is speak it into being. Okay, honor your like. I'll just tell you the story. I come from an Italian background. In Italy, they would use a plain deck of cards, um, the same cards that they would use to play Scopa or any other card game, and they would read them as tarot cards. They would read those cards, and they didn't have they were just pip cards. They did not have major arcana. They did not have, and they only went from 1 to 7. They didn't have them all the time. However, I've been very interested in that lately, and I've been learning how to read those cards the same way our grandmothers used to read those at the kitchen table, with very precise, very blunt answers. Um, so when I see this, how can I honor my heritage? It's bringing that back to me, saying, honor it by learning the old ways, learning how to read the cards the way the grandmothers or the women of the village would come together and read them. Um, you know, learn how to remove il malocchio, the evil eye. And I've learned that. I've never had to do it because nobody's ever come looking for it. But learn how to do all these things from the old world. So it's interesting. How can I honor my heritage? Learn the old ways. Okay? And the intent and create. So my intention is to create. So I'm going to be coming out at some point with some content around that. Number 6. Healing message from my ancestors. Okay, so what is a healing message from my ancestors? The Lord. Take charge with authority. Healing message. Interesting. I'm drawing a blank, I'll be honest with you, and it's okay. It's okay. Um, like I said, sometimes we might not get the messages right away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to journal this, and I'm going to come back to it, and I'm going to meditate it on it, and allow spirit to whisper to me, what's that message behind it? What is the message behind this card? What is spirit trying to tell me? Okay. So I'm going to take a picture of the spread because I want to include it um, in the video so you could see how it would look. So this way, if you chose to also follow the spread and do it for yourself, you kind of have a sense of what it could look like. Okay. So thank you, dear friends. I hope you found this interesting. It's Whispers of the Ancestors. And I got this from the internet. I did not create it, so I'm going to find out if there's a name of who created it, and I'll add it to the description box in the bottom. Okay? But for now, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave your comments. Feel free to change the spread and go beyond it and evolve. If you do the spread, write in the comments what was your experience with the spread. What did you learn? Any special messages? And if you have any ideas about any other kind of videos you would like to see, feel free. Feel free to let me know. And we'll see what happens. You know. But thank you all, and I appreciate you. And see you soon. Bye bye.